Hello everybody, it's Becca here and welcome to my channel. I just came up with this video because I had 10 days in Bangkok to do whatever I wanted and I had no idea what to do and I didn't want to be bored. So I immediately went online and tried to figure out like the strangest, coolest, weirdest places to go. Now there are a lot of lists of this because Bangkok is quite a strange place. But a lot of them I didn't really care for. Like they were like, there's literally like this like penis shrine, which I'm like, I'm not gonna spend my money to go see that, you know. I know I looked up weird stuff in Bangkok, but I didn't want that weird. I just wanted like out of the ordinary, but still fun and enjoyable. I found 5 places. 2 of them are markets, 2 of them are cafes, and then 1 is a bookstore. So, I mean, they're not totally strange and weird, but if you just want something a little bit unusual, that's fun, that's gonna fill in some time while you're here in Bangkok, then they're definitely great. And yeah, let's get into the video. I've already had a pink drink like last year. They're pretty popular in Thailand, so I've had that before. It's good. Now we're gonna try the fries. Let's see how this is. I'm kind of scared, honestly. That's good. The cheese tastes kind of strange. Other than that, it's pretty tasty. A little piece there. So good. And it's like really moist too. First one that I went to was the Unicorn Cafe. This is like a big thing. Like this Unicorn Cafe is like blowing up everywhere. It's like a side A and a side B, and I believe it's a side B that is newer than the other one. And I walk in, and I had seen that there's another side, but I walk into the side A, and there's nobody in there, and I was like, that's weird. And I like walk up to the cash, and I'm like looking through the menu, and I was like, maybe there's like something that's different about the other side that maybe makes it like maybe there's more people over there. So I go and I walk around to the other side and it's packed. Like I literally couldn't even see into the building. So I was like, cool, I'm going back to where nobody is. So I go back there and I ask them, I said, is anything different from the 2? And they said, no, it's the exact same, the food's the same. It's just a little bit bigger over there. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay here. So I was the only customer in there for probably about a good half hour. And I ordered a good amount of food. Just wanted to basically shout them out because you'd think in this like really bright and colorful and like childish cafe, the music would be like K-pop or like just annoying repetitive music. It was literally like coffee house, like good covers, like good music, and I was just like vibing to it, and I was so surprised and so happy that the music was like that. I would definitely recommend going to the Unicorn Cafe. It was super cool and something fun to do. Anything about this market when I was here in Bangkok last year, like nothing at all. And so then I was finding like little lists of things to do in Bangkok, and the flower market was always on the list, and I was like, that's really cool, I love flowers, I need to go. I was honestly pretty disappointed. Maybe it was the day that I went on a Tuesday, so it was a super busy day, but like there was nobody. Like the actual like produce part of it was packed. Like there were so many vendors. There weren't as many people by, but there were so many vendors. But then the flower market, there was like no vendors. Like nobody was there. So maybe it'd be a little bit busier if you go on maybe like a weekend, but there was like nobody there. But the flowers were still really pretty. It was what I expected from a flower market. I just expected it to be a little bit more busy and like vibrant. I didn't get like any footage of it because it basically was just a bookstore. I went completely out of my way to go and find this bookstore. Like, I got lost so many times. I went on like the opposite side of the city, which you know the city is humongous. It took me like 3 hours to get there. And I honestly just wanted like a little taste of like home. That's basically it. I just wanted to go to a bookstore, like just walk through the aisles, just feel a little bit more comfortable and welcome. And I love bookstores for that. So I walk in, it's like a cafe, it's super nice, and it's honestly just like an old bookstore, and I loved it. Like, there were 3 floors. Books were kind of expensive for my taste. I'm also like super cheap, but they're all like used books, I believe. They are still ranging up to about 200 baht, which I'll put however much it is down somewhere. It was really nice, and if you really don't have anything to do and you just want to go and relax, or maybe you want to buy a book, I would definitely recommend wandering down there, because it's definitely going to pass some time just getting there. That I went to, I didn't even mean to get into this place. I was actually lost trying to get to this bookstore that I just mentioned. I missed my bus stop, and so I was like, fine, I'll just get off at the next bus stop, and the lady on the bus is yelling at me to get off, whatever. So I get off at this random stop in front of like this mall, and I was so lost. I start walking, and I just see like random statues, and I'm like, what the heck? And I wander into this full-blown market. Just, it was like a flea market, like a flea market. And it was just like the coolest things that you could imagine. Some of it I didn't get on camera, but like the actual shops were really cool. Some of them had like bricks, and like they were just covered in plants, and it was just really, really neat. And I was the only person walking through there. The rest were all the people that owned the stores. And I just, like, it was just really, really neat to me. I believe it's a part of Chatuchak Market. I believe that this is a branch. It's like the antique branch of Chatuchak Market. And I've talked about Chatuchak in my blog, and basically it's just like a weekend market. They have it running sometimes through the week, and they sell animals and all sorts of things, but they also sell antiques in this little section. cafes in Bangkok, but a lot of them were like super stingy. I found like a lot of the dog ones, you could only see the dogs at like certain times of the day, and you have to reserve like 2 weeks in advance. And then there's also like a zoo cafe where there's different types of animals, but you might not be able to see any of the animals depending on the day, whatever. And I totally understand it all, but like still, that's just not I just like to walk in, do what I'm there to do, and then leave kind of thing. And so I found this rabbit cafe, and I'm not like I don't hate rabbits, like I love rabbits, but I wouldn't like usually go out of my way to go and see rabbits, but I had nothing else to do and I wanted to check it out. So I walked all the way across town again to Rabito Cafe, I believe is how it's pronounced. Really walked in and there were just like bunnies just everywhere, all over the ground. People are just like holding them, taking pictures with them, and I was like, what the heck? And then in the middle of the cafe, there's like a tree and a fence, and that's where like all the adult bunnies are. They're like in there. This woman comes up to me that's working there, and she speaks like fluent English. She was super nice, told me all about it, whatever I ordered. She got me a bunny, put it on my lap. I held about 3 bunnies, I think, the whole time that I was there. And they also like brought this bowl of bunnies as well. They just like handed it to me. The bunnies would like try to eat your food, and just it was really, really cute. I don't care. Like I have a lot of animals at home. I love animals. I don't care. I can suck it up and live. But some people probably wouldn't be the biggest fans of, you know, like there's rabbit poo everywhere because the staff can't always be picking up the rabbit poop, right? And so rabbits are like running everywhere. You might get some on your lap, you might get some right beside you on the ground. So you are kind of eating with that. So I'm sure people would absolutely lose their minds about that, but I don't care because like as long as I'm like they're not like pooping into my mouth, and who cares? The food was actually really good too. I got like this strawberry French toast Nutella banana shake, and that was really good as well. And it was a little bit pricier, but when I was paying, you could just see like all of the people in the back working on like drying the carrots and like all of the food for the animals. They make all the food for the bunnies. So you're paying for the food that they gave you, but you're also paying for the upkeep of the actual cafe and the bunnies. It was really cute, and I was there for like 3 hours. That is it for today's video, and I had a lot of fun just exploring Bangkok and trying to figure out where I was going and where the coolest places were. And there are a lot of other cool places. I'll link the article down below that I mainly used to find all of these places, or most of these places. Hopefully this was helpful to help you explore Bangkok and figure out what the coolest places to spend your time at are. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for watching. See ya!